तथा मानव व प्रकृति के बीच सामंजस्य का मूर्त रूप है.
His proposal was supported by 177 countries, including Canada. The third International Day of Yoga celebration in Toronto, Canada, which took place on June 25th at the International Centre, is known to be the largest gathering of yoga enthusiasts in the world out of India. It brought together over 10,000 people from across the Greater Toronto area and neighbouring towns in the province of Ontario. With a wide vision, the event was conceptualized and initiated by Mr. Dinesh Bhatia, Consul General of India in Toronto, IYDC, created to propagate yoga and Ayurveda in Canada.
I wish to dedicate this festival of 25th June at Toronto to the leadership and inspiration of none other than Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and External Affairs Minister of India, Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji.
The event was executed by Mr. Satish Thakkar, President, Excelsior Group and Chair of IYDC, along with his team.
Today's program has been organized by the IYDC. Nearly 10,000 people participating in overall day program. It's completely overwhelming, and personally, it has been a rare honor for me to have been entrusted with this responsibility.
But having global footprints such as Patanjali Yog Peeth, Art of Living, Brahma Kumaris, Isha Foundation, BKS Iyengar Yoga, Shivanand Yoga, Sri Ambika Yoga Kutir, and HSS under the IYDC umbrella. IYDC engaged all three levels of government, federal, provincial, and municipal in Toronto, province of Ontario, and Canada, besides community leaders and media.
But I wanted to extend my warmest greetings to everyone attending the International Yoga Day Canada celebration in Mississauga.
As the Mayor of Markham, I'm proud to lend our support to the International Yoga Day Canada event.
The IYDC's message is that the Yoga Day celebration will introduce people to the world of yoga and will enhance and encourage healthier habits.
The journey of Third International Day of Yoga began with press conference on 4th May, launching the celebration.
Question is not today that why yoga, because it's a well-proven fact that why yoga. The question is that how we should implement, take it to the different facets of the society to gain or get the benefits which it can give.
It helped create awareness about this mass yoga event in GTA. Political leaders, mayors of different cities, and Indo-Canadian community contributed by becoming part of the IYDC campaign titled, I Do Yoga. Do you? The month of June marks Annual Seniors Month in Ontario. IYDC joined hands with Deepika Damrela, Minister of Seniors Affairs, and organized a precursor event under the theme, Stay Healthy, Do Yoga, on 12 June at Sringeri Temple. Former Mississauga Mayor Hazel McCallion, who's 96 years old, consented to become an ambassador of IYDC and conveyed a powerful message. It is never too late to start yoga. Dr. Madan Bali, a 94 years old yoga teacher, conducted the yoga session encouraging old and young alike to do yoga regularly.
I want to congratulate the organizers of this event today, recognizing seniors and encouraging them to get involved in yoga.
Because this is going to highlight the fact that it's never too late to start practicing yoga.
IYDC is doing a wonderful job to bringing yoga message to the grassroots level.
And I think the International Yoga Day is a great way to encourage people to try yoga and to become in better health, better wellness.
So I thank him very much for all the hard work that he's doing.
The very day, the 21st June, the Mayor of Milton, Mr. Gordon Krantz, held another curtain raiser event to proclaim International Day of Yoga in his city.
Just the very best to those individuals that's made this possible to have June 21st, regardless of what community it is in Canada, to be proclaimed the International Day of yoga.
The event received wider publicity through various ethnic and mainstream media in Canada as well as in India. With effervescent and palpable enthusiasm, people lined up from early morning on 25th June to participate in the celebrations. Consul General Dinesh Bhatia dedicated the entire celebration to the leadership, vision, and inspiration of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Yog Rishi Baba Ramdev's magnetic presence made the whole celebration even more special. His chanting of mantras from Rig Veda and discourse on how yoga brings unity between human beings, cultures, and religions were mesmerizing. Baba Ramdev performed yogasanas for over 2.5 hours with a riveted audience. Ministers, parliamentarians, mayors, and other dignitaries from federal, provincial, and city governments, as well as diplomatic corps, joined in.
It's wonderful to see the whole community out here. I'm really happy and pleasure to be here. Ramdev ji is teaching people how to relax mind. I think it's excellent.
And so we are all thrilled and excited to be here, listen to him, and understand the practice.
And I think this is a particularly useful gathering in the community because yoga has so many positive attributes on wellness, on health, on good being.
I'm really pleased to be here to join all of you. Thank you to all the organizers who put time into this event. I appreciate your passion, your enthusiasm, and your leadership.
The event was live broadcasted and streamed, attracting millions of other viewers across Canada and the world.
पूरी दुनिया में शायद भारत के बाहर सबसे बड़ा आयोजन आपके ये टोरंटो का है.
I want to say one thing, that among all the countries that have
attending this amazing international yoga day, everything went wonderfully. I learned a lot, not just the concept of yoga, but it's interesting to learn about the poses.
The energy was really high during the practice.
We all celebrated love and light and yoga.
Very good after this event and hope to come back in future years.
The celebrations continued with the evening session on Raj Yoga meditation, conducted by none other than Sister Shivani of Brahma Kumaris. She was educative and inspiring. She was introduced by Baba Ramdev and Consul General Bhatia. The city of Toronto created a history as these two yoga masters have never been together at one stage, jointly conducting a yoga program. The message was amply loud and clear. Let's not dedicate just one day of our lives to yoga in a year. Instead, let's do yoga every day to make a better life and a better living.
It's so important gathering today. Since morning we are here.
I learned that it's not in getting alone, but in giving.
I feel blessed by being here. My life changed by the time I'm listening her.
And we enjoy the evening and we see her again.
With my son.
Friends, greetings on the 6th International Day of Yoga. I'm very happy to note the growing popularity of yoga in the last few years, and especially among the youth. We are marking the 6th Yoga Day in extraordinary times. Usually, Yoga Day is about public events, mass participation. This year, Yoga Day goes indoors. The theme of the year is yoga at home and yoga with family. Friends, the world is fighting a pandemic of monumental scale, but yoga provides multi-dimensional solutions to the multiple challenges COVID-19 has brought. Yoga gives you the opportunity to know your immune system better and put in the extra efforts were needed. Yoga had the potential to cater to mental, physical, and psychological challenges. It puts to test how one can live in challenging times. Friends, yoga offers something for everyone. It enables strong mind and healthy body. In the post-COVID era, the focus on preventive healthcare will get stronger, and that is why I'm confident that yoga will become even more popular. Friends, these are times of distancing. But do you know that yoga is what ends distance? It is said, Yujjate anen iti yoga. Yoga is that which joins or brings things together. Yoga ends various kinds of distance. Distance between our mind and body, which is the root cause of many problems. Distance between the life we have and the life we want to have. Distance between our expectations and reality, which can become a source of stress. Friends, the regular practice of yoga gives emotional strength and empathy. We begin to understand that others would be going through the same struggle as us. So, we become a shoulder of support for someone in need of it. Friends, the COVID-19 pandemic may have reduced our mobility, but it should not affect our enthusiasm towards yoga. People have been sharing innovative ways to practice yoga in times of the pandemic. They are also sharing how they will mark Yoga Day on the 21st. This is a great sign. This time, small is smart and small is good. Respecting the present situation, let us mark the 6th International Day of Yoga from our homes, with our family. And let us follow all norms of social distancing. Let us make yoga more popular and our planet healthier. Thank you.
Oh, welcome everyone. A very, very warm welcome to the 6th International Day of Yoga. And we're here live in Canada and very, very happy to welcome all our friends here in Canada, but also from all over the world for a very special program for the next hour and a half together. My name is Eric Lerest, and you know, when I joined the Brahma Kumaris about 36 years ago, one word changed my life completely, and that word was, of course, yoga. I didn't know at the time that yoga would be a new way of life, a new way of thinking. And I understood that yoga was this ability to connect in a much better way. A better way to connect with myself, a better way to connect with the world, a better way to connect with God. I knew there will be also challenges, and I know sometimes with science we can connect right now together. It's beautiful that we can have this opportunity to all be together from all over the world just because of scientific progress, and the science allows us to connect beautifully. But silence also has this ability to create a wave, a frequency that creates a connection which is very unique. So on our journey, it's a spiritual journey. Yoga is a journey, and a long journey sometimes with turbulent times coming through, which we'll be talking about tonight with our very dear friend and sister Shivani. Before, I know that some of you may know the Brahma Kumaris, some of you may not know the Brahma Kumaris. This event tonight is, especially hosted by the Brahma Kumaris also, and with the Canada Indo Foundation. And the Brahma Kumaris has been, for the past more than 85 years in the world now, a very strong organization led by women to promote spiritual awareness that enhance the quality of thoughts, the quality of our feelings, that translate into quality in relationships and into actions in the day-to-day life. I can talk about the Brahma Kumaris for a long time, but I prefer to just invite you to watch just 2-3 minutes of a video that introduces the organization to all of you, for those of you who don't know the organization, and it presents itself as planting the seed of change. So let's watch a few minutes for introducing the Brahma Kumaris.
Nature holds great secrets within. As we travel the globe, we discover evidence of nature's awe, beauty, and presence. From a humble seed, a mighty sequoia will stand taller than a 35-storied building, exemplifying nature's grandeur and magnificence. Such greatness is born out of a seed which weighs less than a gram. As we journey through life, we learn many things. We are taught how to become engineers, accountants, and doctors. We even study the intricate details of how the heart circulates blood. But not much importance is given to teach us how to tap into our inner resources and handle the emotions of our heart. And there comes a moment in every individual's life when we realize that academic brilliance and accolades are not enough to manage life. And then we ask ourselves the right question. Who am I? What is my purpose on this earth? How can I cope with challenges? How can I change my life and my world? It was to answer these very questions and to complete the puzzle of life that the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization was founded. Like the sequoia tree, whose far-reaching presence stems from a tiny seed, the story of the Brahma Kumaris and its growth begins with a spiritual seed planted into the heart of one man, Dada Lekraj. He soon became known as Brahma Baba. And for him, that seed was experienced as a gift from the divine. A seed that he made a conscious effort to nourish and sustain. This led to the birth of an organization, the story of the Brahma Kumaris, planting a seed of change.
So planting a seed of change, and yoga is always a mean to see it grow. And so we're very happy that today we can celebrate this International Day of Yoga. But this day will not be actually happening right now in Canada if it was not also for a very special person that I'd like to introduce to you, which is Satish Thakkar. And I met him 3 years ago now in 2017 when we had this amazing event in Toronto. And I discovered a man that I've becoming more and more familiar with as the years pass by, and then we celebrate International Year of Yoga every year now. And Satish has been this very humble person, but a very efficient wheel in the making of this event. For the formal introduction, I'd say that Satish Thakkar is the national convener of Canada-India Foundation and also the president of the Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation. Satish is a serial entrepreneur, a serial philanthropist. He's a prominent and active member of the South Asian business and professional community in Canada. He has extensive global experience in the financial services industry, business consulting and advisory, and also in commercial and residential real estate development. And he is the past president of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Of course, he has won many awards, which he will not list himself in his bio, but I've researched and I found there were so many signs of appreciation for his work, both as his entrepreneurial success and excellence, but also his social implication in the community and the way he has really impacted the community. I think soon the Brahma Kumaris can even give him an award for his yoga practices, I'm sure, and uplifting his mind and making everyone enjoy the beauty of yoga. So without any more delay, I'd love to really introduce Satish Thakkar, without whom this event would not be possible. And I know Satish has linked with the community, which are really filled with his heart, his passion, and his engagement to make the communities a better place to live. So Satish, very, very warm welcome to this International Yoga Day.
Thank you, Eric Bhai, for so kind words. On behalf of Canada-India Foundation and Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation, I extend a very, very warm welcome to Sister Shivani. Indeed, we are deeply honored to have her with us. It appears as if it was yesterday when we experienced her divine presence here in Toronto, 3 years ago at the 3rd International Day of Yoga celebration. And the fond memories of the same are still very fresh. Thank you from the bottom of our heart in accepting our invitation to join on this 6th International Day of Yoga celebration. And we all know that we are going through very turbulent time, and I'm sure with the Sister Shivani's spiritual guidance and mentorship, we gonna be, which always have been very uplifting, thought elevating, and very reassuring. We are looking forward to this very great session today. And I would like to acknowledge some of the dignitaries who are present here. Of course, our own High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Shri Ajay Bisaria ji, and also the Minister of Labor, Skill Development, Monty McNaughton, and also we have Consul General of India in Toronto, Shrimati Apurva Shrivastava ji. Actually, this event, which kind of came into the mind in casual discussion that this year, 6th International Day of Yoga is approaching, and we are all struggling through COVID-19 scenario, very, very turbulent time, that how we can organize this. And from there, the thought came that virtual session, of course, Baba, yesterday we had a great session with Baba Ramdev ji, and today with Sister Shivani, same we had in 2017. With their busy schedule, we were able to get their blessing to have this year as well. So from the bottom of our heart, a very sincere gratitude and appreciation for joining us today. And I would like to now invite and let me welcome formally His Excellency Shri Ajay Bisaria ji, the High Commissioner of India in Canada, who has recently joined in less than 3 months ago. But we can feel his strong presence everywhere. He has taken up the task at a very lightning speed. His Excellency is a career diplomat with over 3 decades of an illustrious experience at different roles. as an ambassador to Poland, High Commissioner to Pakistan before joining here, working as a private secretary to Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, and just to name a few, MBA from the Premier Institute of India, IIM Kolkata, a master's degree in public policy from Princeton University. His Excellency is a multilingual with a command over Russian, German, Polish, and Urdu, a very keen yoga enthusiast and an avid golfer. And one thing which struck out the most, that he's known for forging the strong partnerships. Sir, we are very confident that under your leadership, we'll see the relations taking to the new heights between Canada and India. We are very deeply inspired and honored with your presence, sir. And without further ado, please help me in welcoming His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India, Ajay Visaria ji, to say a few words.
Namaskar. Thank you, Satish Thakurji, for those very warm words. Thank you very much. Mr. Eric Lest, Sister Shivani ji, also Minister McNaughton, and all the dignitaries who've joined us today. Welcome, and my warm felicitations on this International Day of Yoga, which also happens to be Father's Day, which I attended another event just a short while ago. But welcome to this wonderful event. Thank you for putting this together, Satish ji. Thank you to the Brahma Kumaris, and thank you especially to Sister Shivani for making it possible to come. I have had through my career a very, very warm, very positive association with the Brahma Kumaris. Several sisters I have met in Poland, in Germany, in Russia, in the US, and also in Delhi, and dealt with a lot of issues that concern them, particularly in Russia. So it's a special pleasure to be welcoming you for this event today. I think this event is very special for us. In Canada, it's a grand finale of several events that we've had during this month. But one thing that has struck me is how much Canada loves yoga. This has come as a surprise to me in the 3 months that I've been here. If you see the numbers, we are seeing that 21% Canadians do some yoga, which means 1 in every 5. You see the younger demographic of 18 to 34 years, 1 in every 3 Canadians is doing yoga. Also, Canada is the most yoga curious country in the world. We are told by Google that the most searches for yoga are done in Canada. So this is a country which has loved and adopted yoga in multiple ways. We saw this wonderful event that you put together three years ago with Baba Ramdev and Sister Shivani, sharing a platform, sharing their beautiful energy together. And this was something wonderful. When I came here, when I had a meeting with all the wonderful yoga groups that are here, I was a little skeptical about how we would transition now to another sort of situation of doing yoga online. But I can report to you that we've done it beautifully. Thanks to all the wonderful groups that have been in operation. We saw a galaxy of yoga gurus who took part in this, that included Baba Ramdev, that included Art of Living, that includes the Brahma Kumaris, Sadhguru, and the S. Vyasa Center, the Swami Vivekanand Center of Dr. Nagendra. So we could put together as many as 50 separate events, and the culmination of which we are seeing today, thanks to the wonderful and active participation to people like Satish ji and all the others who got together with so much enthusiasm. And this transition to the virtual world seems almost natural, because yoga is, at the end of the day, particularly in lockdown periods, we understand it's an inner journey, it's a journey within, and in a virtual world, yoga at home, yoga with family becomes even more meaningful. So I think what we're talking about is a special love for yoga that we've seen this year. I did a special event with yoga with parliamentarians. There was a lot of interest in parliamentarians to do a special yoga session for them. We're going to take that forward. You've seen, would have seen, or you will see a message from Madame Sophie Trudeau, which is a very heartwarming message of her own journey with yoga. The Prime Minister of India has thanked her on Twitter for sending such a wonderful and inspiring message. We've seen multiple other messages. We've seen 5 Canadian cities declare and proclaim 21st June as Yoga Day. And this is something that just shows the kind of interest, the kind of love, the kind of understanding of yoga that we have in Canada. So I really do look forward to this very special program today with Sister Shivani. But thank you for putting this wonderful program together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay, for your very, very kind words. And I'm sure under your able leadership, this 20% can easily go yearly target of 100%. So we can see next year 40% of Canadian practicing yoga. And we seek your guidance, support, and advice, and we'll all work together that how we can take it further from here. Because Canada is, healthcare budgets are huge on Canada. And I think preventative healthcare tools like yoga can help Canada a lot in curtailing their healthcare budget. So we're going to work together. And now it gives me a very distinct privilege to introduce you to Honorable Monty McNaughton, the MPP for Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, and the Minister of Labour, Training and Skill Development. Minister has been in public service since the age of 20, starting from serving a local hospital boards to local chamber of commerce to as a local municipal councillor. He was elected first to the legislature first time in 2011, held the portfolio of Minister of Infrastructure in 2018, where we can see the noticeable initiative to his credit, including the expansion of infrastructure funding. Under current portfolio, he's working very closely on some of very innovative initiative and is on the move, meeting various labor leaders, small businesses, to reflect on some of the key policy changes. Please help me in welcoming Monty McNaughton.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to join all of you on the International Day of Yoga and to be on this program. And I'm looking forward to enjoying an evening with Sister Shivani and many, many others. Thank you, Satish, for that kind introduction. It's always a pleasure to join you and the Canada-India Foundation. I was proud to join you and others to show solidarity with frontline workers last month and share your generous contribution of readily available meals with them. I know the Canada-India Foundation has delivered thousands and thousands of meals to frontline healthcare workers during the COVID-19 crisis, and it was an honor to be there. I also want to thank Mr. Ajay Basaria and the India High Commission to Canada for their unwavering friendship to the people of Ontario. Indo-Canadians are an integral part of Ontario's cultural fabric and leading contributors to Ontario's society and to our economy overall. So thank you so much. It's also a pleasure to be in the company of Toronto's Brahma Kumaris today. To that end, I would like to convey my special thanks to Sister Shabna Oberoi for helping organize today's very timely event. I also want to congratulate the Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation as you mark the 6th celebration of International Day of Yoga. Yesterday, I recognized and extended my best wishes to the famous yoga guru, Baba Ramdev, for leading this year's celebration. Practicing yoga is a great way to live a healthier life, and I always encourage my communities that I represent and all of Canadians to practice yoga, especially during these very turbulent times. Studies show practicing yoga can help alleviate stress, promote mental health, and boost immunity. This is especially important, as we all know, as we battle to defeat COVID-19 and its effects on our overall well-being. So once again, Satish, thank you so much for everything that you do, that the Canada Indo Foundation does, and just thank you for inviting me to be here to join this amazing evening. I also want to bring a welcome on behalf of Ontario's Premier, Doug Ford, and I hope everyone has a great day of yoga. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We know today is a very special day as we are celebrating Father's Day, and you would be spending more time with your little ones, but you took time out at our request, and we are highly, highly indebted and very sincere gratitude for joining us this evening. Thank you. And now I would request we have some very nice greetings sent by, as High Commissioner mentioned, from First Lady of Canada, Sophie Trudeau. And then we have from the Premier of Ontario, Premier of Alberta, a few other minister and MPPs. I would request, let's play those greetings.
Hello, dear friends. I'm so happy to join you all in celebrating the 6th United Nations International Day of Yoga. Yoga is a great gift of ancient Indian wisdom to the whole world. And here in Canada, we celebrate diversities and embrace, cultures of all over the world. And we have adopted yoga as a means of achieving health and well-being. Yoga is showing up for yourself. Yoga is about finding your freedom. Yoga means to yoke, to bind. And it means to really relate to your true nature. And I strongly believe that yoga can bring more peace and balance into one's life. And what we can cultivate on the mat can be also translated into our own communities. And from reading the scriptures to physical practice and pranayama breathwork and yoga nidra, I have offered myself and my family an easy and accessible way to stay centered in this fast-paced life. And I've practiced yoga for a number of years now, and it has given me not only the physical resilience, but more importantly, it has nourished my mental and spiritual well-being. And this pandemic has thrown challenging obstacles, to say the least, our way, but the great news is that practicing yoga can be easy and simple. This is what International Day of Yoga at Home is all about. So I invite you all to practice in any way that you can, long or short, keeping your mats 2 meters apart. I wish all of you health and happiness. Namaste.
Namaskar. Let me begin by wishing all of you a very happy and healthy 6th International Day of Yoga. I would like to thank the Brahma Kumaris and the Canada India Foundation for organizing this very special yoga session exclusively for Canadian audience, along with Sister Shivani today. As we all know, Sister Shivani led a very popular yoga session in 2017, 3 years ago. She has a huge followership in Canada, and we wish to see her very soon here again in Toronto. I thank all of the participants today for being part of this wonderful session, and wish you health, happiness, and peace through regular practice of yoga. Thank you. Namaskar.
Happy 6th International Yoga Day to all members of the Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation. This year's online broadcast will bring people from all over the world together in celebration. Mental and physical well-being are especially important during these challenging times. Yoga is a great way to relax, reset, and recenter. On behalf of Canada's Conservatives, I wish all participants a productive learning experience and a very happy International Yoga Day.
Namaste. As Premier of the great province of Ontario,
I want to wish everyone joining today's virtual celebration a very happy International Day of Yoga. Today, people from across the world will come together to celebrate yoga and learn about these many benefits. Throughout these past few months, it has been even more important to make time to focus on your health and well-being. Yoga has always been a great way to support a balanced and healthy lifestyle and provide alternative ways to wellness. I want to thank the Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation, Canada India Foundation, and the Indian High Commission for organizing this incredible virtual celebration.
On behalf of the government of Alberta, I'd like to congratulate everybody who is taking time today to mark and celebrate the 6th International Yoga Day, but particularly my friends at the Vedic Spiritual Heritage Society, the Canada India Foundation, and the Indian High Commission here in Canada. Thank you for the leadership for this online celebration of Yoga Day. I know that yoga is a central part of the spiritual tradition of Hindus and so many others of South Asian origin around the world, including here in Canada. The practice of yoga is growing every year, and for so many, it brings not just physical, but also mental health, emotional, and great spiritual benefits. In fact, my friend Sri Narendra Modi ji told me that I really should take up yoga. I asked him how he manages to lead the largest democracy on earth with only 4 hours of sleep a day. And he said to me, Jason ji, I do it because I get up very early in the morning for an hour of yogic meditation. He told me I should do the same thing. I must confess, I haven't yet followed his advice, but for all of those who do engage in the discipline of yoga, I wish you a joyful celebration of this International Day. Namaste.
Respected Sister Shivani, Sister Shobna, members of the Brahma Kumaris, and the Canada India Foundation, Namaste and happy International Day of Yoga. In the city of Brampton, we take International Yoga Day very seriously. We actually had a big celebration at Rosalie Park last year. And as mayor of the city, I want to recognize this very significant day. I'm honored to be joining you all today. June 21st, of course, is the International Day of Yoga. United Nations recognized this, their General Assembly recognized and declared June 21st as the International Day of Yoga all the way back in 2014, thanks to the leadership of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I've actually been to India 20 times. I've actually even done yoga in India. So when I saw that happen in 2014, I've got very fond memories of that declaration. So yoga derives from Sanskrit and means to join or to unite, symbolizing the union of body and consciousness. Today, it's practiced in various forms around the world and continues to grow in popularity. Even here in Brampton, actually, especially here in Brampton, I keep on running into people who tell me they love yoga. Last year on this day, I was actually thrilled to participate along with hundreds of others in our first ever City of Brampton Yoga Day, and it was actually at a downtown park, as I mentioned before, Rosalie Park. It's an event that we hope to make it an annual event, and as soon as COVID-19 is over, we're going to get back to having this official city event. I know many of us are experiencing isolation during COVID-19. Well, yoga is a great way to help relieve stress and maintain physical well-being. At a time when many are feeling disconnected, it is said that yoga brings connection. By nurturing our inner peace, we can also spread peace externally. There's so many positive aspects from yoga. And I'm pleased to also share that we at the City of Brampton have put together an instructional video. The team at Brampton Recreation actually put a video for first-time yoga practitioners, and you can go to brampton.ca to see that instructional video. So on behalf of the residents of Brampton, I wanted to say a happy International Yoga Day.
Hi, my name is Nina Tangri, and I'm your Member of Provincial Parliament in Mississauga-Streetsville. Today, as we celebrate International Yoga Day, I want to thank Canada India Foundation for including the Brahma Kumaris, Sister Shivani, who is presenting this exclusive session to discuss coping with the various issues we are facing with COVID-19. I agree with the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization and truly believe in the intrinsic goodness of all people. At this time, even the best of us have had to adjust our schedules. Some are confined to their homes, have had to physically distance, and sometimes are living without our loved ones. With the teachings of Sister Shivani, her leadership, and the work of the organization around the world, including the wonderful dedicated Brahma Kumaris right here in Toronto, we learn so much about practical spirituality and the Raja Yoga and meditation. I'm sure today's topic of sailing through turbulent times will be enlightening. And on behalf of Premier Doug Ford, our entire caucus, and my family, thank you.
Hi, this is Deepak Anand, your MPP from Mississauga, Malton. Yoga came from a word yog in Sanskriti, which means union. As we know, prevention is better than cure. Through this message, I would like to thank and congratulate Canada India Foundation, Council General of India, and Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation for celebrating 6th International Yoga Day. I've recently started doing yoga and I have physically seen the benefits of yoga. Through this message, I would like to invite each one of you to come and join 6th International Day of Yoga, and you will see the difference yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much on behalf of Brahma Kumaris, Canada India Foundation, all the yoga enthusiasts. We want to thank First Lady of Canada, Sophie Trudeau, and also Apurva Srivastava ji, the leader of the Conservative Party, Andrew Scheer, Premier Doug Ford, Premier Jason Kenney, Mayor Patrick Brown, Mayor, we have Nina Tangri, MPP, and MPP Deepak Anand for giving their so uplifting and so exciting greeting about yoga and their benefits of yoga. And one message which is very clear, that yoga not only has the benefit physically, but also it nourishes you mentally as well as psychologically. So let's adopt yoga as a part of our lifestyle to gain the maximum benefit and live a very holistic and very happy and healthy life. With that note, I would like now to pass on to Brother Eric.
Thank you, Satishji. And, I've been all these years as being a yogi. I'm also a journalist and producer, and I've been working on television for a long time. But, if you're looking for recycling your career at some point, you should consider being a host of a program. You're doing very well and enjoy, and I wouldn't be able to introduce all these wonderful dignitaries as well as you have done. So thank you. I know you're all waiting to listen to Sister Shivani. Going to the topic of the program tonight, sailing through turbulent times, we felt that before listening to Sister Shivani, we would love to invite Sister Mohini to share a few words. Sister Mohini is the director or the head of the Brahma Kumaris for the Americas. And honestly, I've been knowing Sister Mohini for all my life almost. I would say that the growth of the Brahma Kumaris here in Canada and in USA, in all the different countries in South America and the Caribbean, that growth will have never been possible without her. She's been our mentor, she's been our mother, she's been our sister, she's been our friend. So let's listen to a few words from Sister Mohini, the head of Brahma Kumaris for the Americas, to set the context in which Sister Shivani will be speaking afterwards. So let's listen to a few words from Sister Mohini.
Om Shanti. Greetings of love and peace. Time keeps changing. Time is completely different now than it was. And at this time, it is our requirement to maintain ourselves, our immune system, very, very strong. But also it is necessary to maintain our spiritual, emotional immune system strong. So whenever there is a time which is very challenging, and it's also time where in one way we are distancing from each other, but also internally we all feel that we all have a very, very common feeling. We all have same feelings. It's a day of international yoga, but also it's a day where we have to look at that how my mind has to be connected with one source of love, source of knowledge, source of peace. So when mind is connected, and that connection is called yoga, love for one, relationship with one, thinking of one, is like being with one is actually yoga. So based on that remembrance and thinking of one, mind can stay fearless, it can be calm and very, very stable. So in this time of turbulence or crisis, many, many different things are happening. It is very, very important to stay calm and very stable. Deeply within, just seeing that even in a, when you are in a boat and if there are very strong waves or there is a storm, at that time, we all are advised to stay very calm. Don't keep jumping because then there is a more risk of boat sinking. So in the same way, in these circumstances, not only for yourself, but also from your vibrations, from your thoughts, create the atmosphere where others can also feel very safe and stable. Because when I have faith and trust in one, and I keep invoking that pure energy of God, keep invoking that pure love of God towards me and entire humanity, these powerful vibrations definitely brings a lot of protection. So it is necessary to maintain a stable mind, immovable mind, and consistently have each thought full of love, full of peace, and remembrance of one source, one God. I want to extend my good wishes and God's blessings for all of you. Om Shanti.
So we've heard many dignitaries, we heard Sister Mohini, and the purpose is also to bring us together and celebrate. Of course, we are going to listen to Sister Shivani now, but also we wanted to make it a Canadian event. So we're very happy that we had the chance to hear from all these wonderful yoga practitioners, or soon to be yoga practitioners from Canada. And so to introduce Sister Shivani, well, what can we say? She's been really an amazing companion on this journey for the past 25 years with the Brahma Kumaris when she joined in 1995. She's a unique student, but also a unique teacher in the Brahma Kumaris organization. She became recognized internationally. She's now known all across the world. She's been awarded many, many different prestigious awards for the excellence of the thoughts that she presents to allow us to move in the journey and in our yoga practice. Yoga, as we heard, is not just a physical exercise, but also a discipline where the mind evolves and the mind connects to a higher state of consciousness. And just to introduce Sister Shivani, I would say that for me, sometimes when you have to go through a jungle, you need a guide, and the guide cuts all the weeds and all the different trees that are blocking your way to move through the jungle. And not only she allows us through her insight to understand spiritual concepts in a much better way, but also she transforms the jungle, sometimes the jungle of our mind or the jungle around in our relationships with other people. She has the art of transforming that jungle into a beautiful garden. So without any delay, I know you've been waiting for her for a while. I'd love to introduce to you and to present Sister Shivani. And I know you've been patient, and some of you are listening on Facebook, multiple Facebook pages, on YouTube, and some of you may have questions to ask. We'll see if we can convey a few questions to Sister Shivani after her presentation. We'll give her all the time she needs to expose her thoughts on this topic of sailing through turbulent times. And after the presentation, we'll ask Sister Shivani a few of the questions that we'll be collecting on YouTube and Facebook. So you can post your questions and they will be coming to me, and I'll be asking a few questions to Sister Shivani at the end. And there will be a meditation, of course, before we close this program. So right here in Canada, through the magic of technology, Sister Shivani is right with us, and I'll leave you now the stage, dear Sister Shivani.
Om Shanti, and greetings of happiness and health on International Yoga Day. Thank you so much, Brother Ajayji, Satishji, and Brother Eric, and really the entire family whom we just saw through videos and personal messages, and truly living the word yoga, because yoga is a word which connects all of us worldwide. And the word yoga means connection. And International Yoga Day truly lives up to what the word means, because it connects people all over the world on this day. And it was so beautiful to see everyone with the same thought process, the same understanding of the word, and the same practices, going beyond our religion, caste, creed, nationality, believing in one thought, that yoga for a happy mind, for a healthy body, and for a beautiful world. When everyone has one thought, that unity, that collective consciousness can heal the world. And not ever more than not now in the current times, we need that healing energy for the planet. Yoga was always important, but I think now it's not important, it's necessary. It's necessary. Earlier, when we used to meet people, we used to talk to them about meditation, yoga, and we say, okay, I think you should practice. And people would say, yes, I want to. But you know what? Don't have so much time in the day. The day I get time, it was always when I get time, I will start learning and practicing. But now it's not about when I get time. It's not about how old am I? Is this the right age to start practicing? Now, whether it's a 5-year-old child, any profession, any age, any nationality, yoga will now not be necessary, but yoga will be mandatory. It is something we will need to make it a part of our lifestyle, so that we create a strong emotional immunity system and a strong physical immunity system, and most important, high vibrational energy for the planet. Let's look at the globe right now. Just bring the world in front of your eyes. Just look at the planet. For the last 3-4 months, we have been saying that it's the first time that the entire world is facing the same situation together. The first time. The entire world is facing the same situation together. But it's also the first time when the entire world is creating the same emotion together. Facing the same situation was fine, but creating the same emotion worldwide together at the same time, and not for a few hours or few days, it's been few months, we're creating fear and anxiety. And most important, we are saying it's normal. Everyone's saying it's normal to create fear and anxiety when there's a crisis outside. So if you just visualize the world, millions and millions and millions of minds together believing that fear and anxiety is normal. Now put all those minds together, creating fear and anxiety. What would be the energy of the planet? What would be the collective consciousness of the world? It's like our house. If there are 4 people living at home, what's the energy of that house? The energy of that house is the energy of 4 minds. The energy of 4 minds. And therefore, every house has a different vibration, because every mind in that house is at a different state. So every house has a different energy. Now, take 4 people in a house and check the vibration of your house. Now, same 4 people go to work. But at work, our thoughts are different. Our emotions are different. And so the energy of a workplace is different from the energy of home. Now, the same 4 people go to a shopping mall, go to a restaurant. Energy is different because thoughts are different in that shopping mall. Now, the same 4 people go to a place of worship. They go to a temple, a gurdwara, a church, a masjid, an ashram, a meditation center, a retreat center. Same 4 people at home, at work, at a shopping mall, at a place of worship or meditation. The vibrations are different. The places are only a building. It's only a structure. But the energy of every place is different. Who's creating that energy? The mind. Our minds create the vibration of the place. Now, the energy of the planet. Who's creating the vibration of this planet? Our minds. What vibration does the world need right now? If we look at the planet like an entity who's not well, is going through a disease, needs healing energy. When someone's not well physically, the doctors, the healthcare professionals say, keep your mind calm. Don't get stressed. If you're calm, if you're positive, your body will heal faster. Your healing will be smooth and faster. So which means for the healing of the body, we need the mind to be calm and peaceful. Now the planet, unwell, disease, needs to be healed. So how should the mind of the planet be? Needs to be calm, stable, fearless, powerful. And which means the minds on the planet need to be calm and peaceful. But for the last few months, most of us are saying fear is normal, anxiety is normal, insecurity of the future is normal. And because all of us are saying it together, it's not one city, one country, one continent. It's everyone saying it together. So the energy of the planet is fear, anxiety, insecurity. Planet needs healing. We are creating fear, anxiety, insecurity. If we continue doing this, it's not just going to affect us. It's not just going to affect our family. It's affecting the global consciousness of the planet. And so yoga, very important right now. It's not just about me. My mind is a part of the mind of the planet. Just create a picture. Millions of minds put together. That's the mind of the planet. And my mind is one part of that jigsaw puzzle. If my mind today shifts from fear to being powerful, fearless, having faith, if my mind shifts from feeling insecure to feeling safe, secure, certain of the ability to be able to create a beautiful future, if my mind shifts from stress, anger, irritation to being calm and stable, only one, my mind, if my mind, which is a part of that world mind, if my mind shifts, my mind is having a ripple effect on many, many minds. And so one person creating a change, only one person creating a change will have an influence of hundreds and thousands and millions of minds, and we wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know what influence we are creating. So it's time. It's time to shift. It's time to come out of that comfort zone which said it's natural to feel like this. It's not natural. Natural is to be stable and powerful if there is a crisis. As students, when we went for an exam, for a child, the exam is their challenge of life. You know, in school, you don't have any other challenge except for your exam. So the exam used to be our challenge in life. But on the day of the exam, everyone told us, keep calm, don't get stressed. If you get stressed, you make a careless mistake. Keep calm, remain stable. So whether it's an exam for a student, whether it's a target for a professional, whether it's health for a healthcare professional, or whether it's healing for the world today, one factor is common. Keep calm, remain stable, remain powerful. everything else will be taken care of. So it's our moral responsibility. It's our ethical responsibility to take care of our mind right now, because my mind is not just my mind. My mind is a part of the world mind, and the world mind is influencing the healing of the world. So sitting back across TV screens, watching the world news and saying, oh, this is not right, this is not right, why are they not doing it this way, why are the doctors not doing it this way, why is this is not going to heal the world. Important is, what is my role in the healing of the planet? What is my responsibility? Just one, shift to a higher vibrational frequency here. The collective consciousness of the planet, which means the vibrational frequency of the planet, is right now low. It was not very high even before COVID. Just rewind life, go to 2019. We were not at a very high vibrational frequency, because as a society, we said stress is normal, anger is normal, worry is normal, jealousy is normal, comparison and competition is normal, diabetes, hypertension is normal, divorce is normal, depression is normal. So as a society, we had labeled a lot of uncomfortable emotions, disease, conflict in relationships as normal. This is before COVID. We were living a life of emotional dependence. Emotional dependence means we blamed people and situations for how we think and feel. Please take this equation today. We blamed people and situations for how we think and feel. I'm angry because of. I'm upset because of. I'm irritated because of. I'm happy because of. Everything that I was creating here was because of something outside, as if the world had the remote control to my mind and they could press a button and that's where I would be in my mind, either happy or hurt, angry or irritated, jealous or caring, rejected or compassionate. Everything was being controlled by the world. This is a life of a victim who does not have the ability to choose what they want to feel, but is at the mercy of the world to feel good. And so we asked the world, we requested the world to be nice to us. Please be nice to me. Please be the way I want you to be. Please, the world should be perfect. The weather should be perfect. The government should be perfect. My spouse should be perfect. My children should be perfect. Everything should be perfect so that I can be happy. This was the life of a victim, requesting the world to be perfect for my happiness and health. This was our life of emotional dependence before COVID. And then came a situation which was not my personal situation, but a global crisis. And so it was normal for us to say, when the situation is not my way, fear and anxiety is normal, because I was living that life before COVID. And so the global vibrational frequency of the planet is very low right now. To heal the world, we need a high vibrational frequency. So yoga is probably the only way we can shift the vibrational frequency of the planet from what it is today, and we can raise it to a very high vibrational frequency by raising the vibrational frequency in our mind. All that we need to do is to shift here in our minds from here to going here. What is low vibrational frequency? Our normal words: stress, anxiety, fear, jealousy, comparison, competition, feeling hurt, feeling rejected, manipulating, controlling, complaining, criticizing. Low vibrational frequency. So every time I'm creating a single thought, feeling, or emotion which is here, I'm here. What is an average vibrational frequency? So let's say the low vibrational frequency is, let's call it 20. No scientific figure, just for us to understand. So let's say the vibrational frequency of 20 is all these emotions. Most of us are at an average vibrational frequency, which is stress sometimes, happy sometimes, angry once in a while, peaceful most of the time, caring and sharing, but jealous sometimes. So we are at an average vibrational frequency. So let's say that is 40 or 50. If the world is at 20 or 30, and which means millions of people are at a vibration of 20 and 30, and if I am at 40 or 50, and this is going on for a few months, and this might go on for a few more months, then this world vibration might start influencing me, because it's millions here at this vibration and me here at my average vibration. So this will start influencing me. Like if everyone in your house is stressed and you are okay, but sometimes their stress starts affecting you and you also start creating worry. So it's the minds of people around you which influences you. So this millions of people at 20, 30, me at my average 40, 50, this will start affecting me. And this is what we have seen in the last few months. Mental health issues on the rise. Why? Because those of us who were on the borderline of anxiety, stress, got affected by the vibrations of the world, and we shifted towards an anxiety attack, a panic attack, depression. So mental health issues on the rise in the last 2 months. More than mental health, the emotional health issues on the rise, which means people getting irritated for no reason, snapping at each other, crying suddenly, and then getting back okay, worrying continuously about what this year holds for them. These are emotional health issues, resulting in conflict in relationships. So we were at average, but the lower vibration around us started influencing us. So now, for our safety, for the safety of our family, and finally for the healing of the planet, we cannot remain at this average of 40, 50. We don't want to get influenced by the vibrations around us. Practicing social distancing, we can stand apart so that we are protected from the virus. But we also need to practice emotional distancing, which means we don't catch the vibrations of people around us, but we go to a higher vibration and we empower people around us. We influence and energize people around us. So now, definitely not at the lower vibration of 20, 30. Now, not even at the average vibration of 40, 50. Now we need to go at a higher vibrational frequency, which means a frequency of 80, 90, or even higher there. Now, what's that higher vibrational frequency? Gratitude, compassion, faith, safe, secure, respectful, dignified, royal, don't need anything from anyone, calm in every situation, compassionate and caring. This is higher vibrational frequency, not for some time in a day, but start living at that higher vibrational frequency. If one person in a house, if one person in an organization, if one person in a team shifts to a higher vibrational frequency, then it's only not they who are safe, but energy flows from higher to lower. So when you are at a higher vibrational frequency, you radiate healing energy to people around you, and you start raising their vibration. You start raising their vibration. So need of the hour to shift from our average frequency to a higher vibrational frequency, and yoga is the way. Yoga is not something we do for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Yoga is a lifestyle, a high vibrational lifestyle. Yogi life. When we think of a yogi life, we have a very different picture on our mind. Somebody wearing white or another color, disconnected from the world, living in an ashram, living in the mountains. That's not yogi life. That is a life some of us have chosen to dedicate to be in the service of humanity. But yogi life is not about the color of clothes we wear. Yogi life is not about where we stay. Yogi life is about where we stay here inside our mind. I could be living in an ashram and yet be at a low vibrational frequency. It's possible. I could be living in an ashram and can be hurt and angry and irritated. I can do that. I could be living in Toronto, in New York, business leader, working throughout the day, managing many companies and thousands of people, and I could be high vibrational in my mind. And that business leader is a yogi, because that business leader, that healthcare professional, that government official, that parent is a yogi. That leader is a yogi, because yogi means in their mind, they're living at a high vibrational frequency. And these are leaders. Leaders not just by name, position, and role, leaders by who they are, And what the world needs right now is that leadership frequency, that leadership vibration, which can lead everyone towards healing, which can lead the world towards healing. That's the need of the hour. And so yoga. What is yoga? Yoga means connection. Connection between two energies is yoga. I, the being, the energy, which is a master of this body, the first thing that I'm connected with is myself, my relationship with myself, my connection with myself. And so every thought I create, please keep this in mind always. What is the impact of every thought we create? Every thought I create creates my feelings. So the day you're saying, I'm feeling very low today, I'm not feeling nice today, I'm feeling very hurt today, that feeling is because of some thoughts we have created. So every thought I create creates my feelings. So my emotional and my mental health is based on how I think. Then every thought I create radiates to every cell of my body. Every thought I create radiates to every cell of my body. So my second yoga, which means my second connection, is with my body, my health. Third, every thought I create radiates to people I'm thinking about. We thought relationships was about the way we speak, the way we behave, what we do for people. That will create relationships. We work so hard on our relationships, and yet everyone doesn't seem to be happy with me all the time. Someone or the other seems to be discontented with me. I make a lot of effort and still they are hurt. I'm not able to meet up to their expectations. They are not able to meet up to my expectations. Conflicts, arguments, relationships. Because my every thought, relationships is not about what we speak. Relationships is not about what we do for each other. Relationships is what I think about people. Relationship is created here. If I am judgmental or critical about somebody in my mind, if I'm hurt, if I feel people don't care for me, I don't say it, but I only think that way. My thoughts reach people. They create similar thoughts in them. We could be living together, but not creating very right thoughts sometimes for each other. And that relationship stands on a fragile foundation. So the third connection, my third yoga is with people, because my every thought is connecting to people's minds. And fourth, my every thought vibrates into the environment, influences nature, water, air, plants, animals, and the world. Climate change is an issue today. Environment is not just water, air. Environment is created from our emotions. For many, many years, we have been radiating stress and anger, being busy, agitated, jealousy. We've been radiating these vibrations all over the globe to the environment. And therefore, climate change will not be possible unless we create a self-change. It won't happen. We're trying to go the other way around. We think if the world is healed, then I will be happy and healthy. It's not outside in. It's going to be if I am happy. And when I am happy, the world will be healed. So for yoga, for connection, me with myself, I with my body, I with people, and I with the world. If we look at this for yoga, stress, depression here, disease in the body, divorce, conflicts in relationship, and we know what we did to the world. This all happened from here, and we're trying to heal everything outside. Shift, high vibrational thinking, high vibrational in my mind, and we can create happiness, health, harmony, and heaven on earth. That's what we can create through yoga. Happiness, health, harmony, and heaven on earth, if I'm creating the right thought always, independent of situations and people, which means the situation need not be right. People need not be right, but I am thinking and feeling right. And for that, I need a fifth yoga. And that fifth yoga is with the higher power, because I need to go higher in my vibrations. So I need to connect to that energy which is highest. And connecting to that highest energy starts shifting me from here to here. And that's why meditation is called Raj Yoga. So Raj Yoga means the highest connection. And Raj Yoga means what makes me a ruler. Raj means a ruler. Swarajya, ruler over myself. So meditation and connection with the highest power. So simple steps what we can do. Simple steps to shift towards a yogi life. And each one of us can lead a yogi life. And right now, each one of us must lead a yogi life. It's not about can. As of now, it's a must. And if we just create these simple lifestyle habits, we will be shifting our destiny. And we will be creating happiness, health, harmony, and a very, very beautiful world. That's the power we have. In Hindi, it's a very beautiful line. Sankalp se Srishti. Sankalp means thoughts, Srishti means world. So Sankalp se Srishti means our thoughts create our world. Sankalp se Siddhi. Thoughts, Siddhi, manifest. So our thoughts manifest and our thoughts create our world. So what thoughts we create today is going to decide in which direction our world is going to shift. So we need to work on our thoughts. What we have done for the last few months, most of our thoughts and most of our conversations have been very low vibrational. Repeatedly, many times in the day, every day, it's a pandemic, it's a crisis, it's a difficult times. This year is over, business is down, economy is down. Repeatedly, not once in a while, repeatedly, every single day, this became our affirmation. And if we affirm something repeatedly every day, millions of us together, then it's certain that it will manifest. It will manifest. So today we need to change our affirmations, which means we need to change what we think and how we speak, because thoughts create our world. Thoughts manifest. So let's take simple lifestyle and let's take a set of positive affirmations, because we've been creating a lot of negative affirmations. We need to shift to a set of positive affirmations. Simple lifestyle, which we can start from tonight. First thing, okay, let's go the other way around. Since it's evening for you, let's go to the night, which means before you're going to sleep today. Yog Nidra. Yog Nidra means our sleep is also meditation. To have that powerful, deep sleep is not getting tired, fatigued, looking at our phones just before sleeping and then closing our eyes and falling off to sleep. If we sleep that way, then only our body sleeps. Our mind has a lot to think in the next 6 hours during sleep. And that's why most of us sleep enough, but we don't sleep right. We don't sleep right. And that's why many of us are sleep deprived. You want to check on a flight. Just check on a flight. Before the flight has even taken off, if we don't have any gadget to engage ourselves, many of us are falling either this side or that side at any time of the day. We can fall off to sleep when we have nothing to do because we are sleep deprived. We are sleeping enough and yet we are sleep deprived. Why? Because we are not sleeping right. So for an emotional immunity system and a physical immunity system, we need to sleep right. To sleep right, at least 2 hours before we sleep. At least 2 hours before we sleep, we need to disconnect from work communication. From work communication, the mind has to start slowing down. We cannot be in a beta plus stage of the mind and go to sleep. The mind has to start slowing down. When we did not have technology and we came home from work, we were at home. But now that we have technology, we are at home, but we are always at work. Our mind is always at work. So as an organization, we should create a culture that after we've reached home, no calling up each other, no messaging, no email regarding work, so that the mind disconnects from work before we sleep, at least 2 hours. An hour before we sleep, disconnect from media and social media, which means disconnect from everything which stimulates my mind and shifts to overthinking, shift to slow thinking. It's like shift to a very, 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 very slow thought process and then fall off to sleep. Shift from beta plus to beta to alpha stage in the mind and then go to sleep. Then shifting to the theta and delta stage in sleep will become very, very easy. So an hour before we sleep, disconnect from media and social media. The last thing before going to sleep, don't look at your emails and messages. Don't look at emails and messages, because you might read something which will become food for the mind for the next 6 hours. While we sleep, very positive vibrations have to reach from our mind to the body. Then the healing of every organ of the body would be right. But if I read some email about work and I go to sleep, then it's all that which is radiating to every part of my body. So at least 15 minutes before we sleep, watch, read, or listen to some very pure content. Content which is full of faith, acceptance, gratitude, compassion. Fill your mind with those words just before sleeping. And if you fill your mind with those high vibrational words just before sleeping, then that high vibrational energy is what your mind will create, your body will receive, and you will radiate to the environment even when you're sleeping. We influence the environment when we are sleeping. Our vibrations radiate to the world, and that's why it's called Yog Nidra. Yog during sleeping. Just before sleeping, write out what's on your mind. And that's why many of us write a journal, we keep a diary, we write a letter to God, which means empty your mind of whatever happened today. Don't go to sleep with any emotional wound, any conflict on the mind, because it will get deeper in those 6 hours of sleep. So clean the mind, counsel the mind, give the mind an answer to anything that it's asking repeatedly, silence the mind, and then go to sleep. Connect to God, the higher power, before sleeping. Share everything that happened during the day. Connect and tell God about what you're planning for the next day. Invite God to be a part of your life the next day at work, with family, and then connect to the highest power and go to sleep. And that's something we can start tonight. If we sleep in a high vibrational state, we need less hours of sleep. We need less hours of sleep. So sleeping right can energize you in a lesser number of hours. And so waking up early will become very easy, and waking up energized. Not waking up and pressing the snooze button, wanting to sleep 10 minutes more. Not waking up and looking for your first cup of coffee or tea to energize yourself. After 6 hours of sleep, if I need tea or coffee to energize myself, then I have not slept right. I haven't slept right because I've just gone through 6 hours of energizing. Why would a substance stimulate me now or energize me? I've just come through a process of energizing. But it's because when I don't get energized during those 6 hours, I look for my morning cup of tea or coffee to feel fresh, to feel good. Then I have not experienced Yog Nidra. It was not Yog Nidra. So best time to sleep. Some of us today believe that we just need 6 hours of sleep. So out of the 24 hours, any 6 hours I can sleep. So somebody is sleeping at 10, someone at 12, someone at 2, someone at 4, someone at 6 in the morning. We thought we can just sleep any 6 hours out of the 24 hours. Nature. Mind, brain, body in harmony with nature. So that's, of course, another complete topic. But the best time to sleep is 10. 10 p.m. is the best time to sleep. And if we sleep at 10 in the right way, we will be awake, fresh and energetic at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is called Amrit Vela. 4 a.m. is Brahm Muhurat. So 4 a.m. is the high vibration time out of the 24-hour cycle. And so if we miss that high vibration time, we've missed the best time of the day. A time where intuition power is highest. A time where creativity of the mind is highest. A time when to connect with the highest power is easy and natural. No effort, smooth. So 4 a.m. Now, when we wake up in the morning, whether it's 4 or 5 or right now if you wake up at 6, but when you wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning, a new lifestyle habit. We're not going to look at our phones when we wake up. We cannot afford to check our phones first thing in the morning when we wake up. So a new lifestyle habit that we will check our phones minimum after an hour. Ideally 2 hours, but at least after an hour. So if you wake up at 5 or 4, check the phone at 6 or 7, not before that. Why? Energized sleep, mind calm, absorption power highest. It's like a blotting paper. It will just soak what we put onto it at that time. The first 2 hours when we wake up, our absorption power is highest. And that's why we were taught as children, sleep well, wake up early and study early morning. Because if you study early morning, you'll be able to do it effortlessly, you'll require less time, and you will remember everything. Now, what do we study nowadays early morning? Even if you look at your phone for 5 minutes first thing in the morning, you'll consume the world onto your mind, which means you'll download the vibration of the world on your mind first thing in the morning. And if you download the vibration of the world on your mind in the morning, then your ability to be emotionally independent, which means to be able to think different from the situation of the world, we lose that ability because we consume the world. And so the emotion of the world becomes the emotion of my mind first thing in the morning. The first hour of the morning should be my time. That's the time to practice yoga. And yoga means to download God's vibration onto my mind, not the world's vibration. So the first hour of the morning, we begin with at least 20 minutes of meditation and at least 30 to 40 minutes of spiritual study. Emotional health. If I want to shift my emotional health, I need to take care of my emotional diet. And emotional diet means what I watch, read, and listen. 3 things which go in, create my thoughts. What I watch, read, listen. In an era when we did not have content, digital content, social media content, emotional diet was okay. Because what we were consuming was only parents, friends, teachers, and one little newspaper that came in the morning. That was our content and good books. But now, with content at every click, we are consuming a lot. And quality of what we are consuming is a question mark. And that's why overthinking. Most of us say, my mind, it thinks too much, it doesn't stop thinking. Overthinking is only because of over-consuming. You want to slow down your mind? Just restrict what you consume from media and social media. Your mind will be taken care of, which means just change the diet that we are consuming throughout the day. So because there's so much junk that we consume during the day, toxic content that we consume during the day, at least 20 to 30 minutes in the morning of a very pure emotional diet, of a content of gratitude, faith, divinity, purity, high vibrational content will create high vibrational thoughts. So 15-20 minutes of meditation, 30 to 40 minutes of spiritual study, then comes yogasana. Then comes the physical part, because after I energize my mind and then I do the physical yogasana, I'll be radiating very powerful vibrations to my body. Some of us practice yogasana and there is the news going on the television there. So we thought we could do both the things together. We can watch something on TV and do my yogasana with that. This is not an exercise. We can just do it and watch something there. We have to energize our mind while we are doing the yogasana. So meditation, spiritual study, and then yogasana. So overall about 90 minutes for the self. And we cannot say, I don't have time. We cannot. Because if I energize my mind and body first thing in the morning, then during the day, I'm going to need less time to do what I have to do. We feel we are very busy because we are busy only because our minds are tired. We are busy and lack of time only because we are vibrating at a lower frequency. Anyone dedicates this 90 minutes to themselves every morning, very soon you're going to be fresh and energetic throughout the day. And most important, you will have time to accomplish even more, because an energized being is doing everything throughout the day. So 90 minutes in the morning for myself. In the current time, to shift our thoughts and conversations, 10 affirmations, 10 thoughts which we want our reality to be. First affirmation, I am a powerful being. Affirmation means what we want the reality to be, we create a thought, it already is. We don't look at the reality and create our thoughts. We create those thoughts, what we want our reality to be. So first affirmation, I am a powerful being, which means emotionally strong, untouched by people's behavior and situation. I am a powerful being. Second, I am a peaceful being, which means anger, irritation, this is out from my life. I'm a yogi lifestyle. Third, I am a fearless being. This vibration is very important. I am a fearless being, so that I'm here and the fear around me doesn't touch me, and I am able to heal the fear of people around me. So third affirmation, I am a fearless being. Fourth affirmation, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. So I'm removing this thought, what if this happens to me? That thought is not right for me. So I have to teach my mind another way of thinking. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. Fifth affirmation, God's power and blessings is a white light circle around me. Envelop yourself with divine light. This is my protection shield, my Suraksha Kavach. God's power and blessings is a circle of divine light, protection, shield. Sixth affirmation, nothing can enter into this circle. Nothing can enter into this circle. Nothing means nothing, which means not even vibrations around me, behaviors around me. Nothing can enter into this circle. Seventh affirmation, God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my family. I need to delete this thought. What if something happens to my child or my family? Delete. God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my family. They are safe and will always be. Will always be. Eighth affirmation, God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my work. There's a lot of negative words we have created for our work, for our business, for our economy. We've literally written off this year and said nothing right can happen this year in the business world. If we keep saying and thinking like that, then that's what we will manifest. This year can be a miracle year for someone who thinks different. We all like to hear about miracles that other people create. It's time to create our personal miracle. And miracle means a mind which thinks differently. A child born with both arms and both legs missing. Can we visualize the day that baby was born? Most of the people around that baby must have written off that baby's destiny. Say, what's this life of this person going to be? No arms, no legs. What kind of a life this poor child is going to lead? Imagine the sympathy and the pain that must have been created the day that child was born. Today that child travels all over the world, teaching people how to be positive. Because that child, that mind, did not accept public opinion, did not get affected by predictions around, and that mind thought differently. And that mind overpowered the situation with the way of thinking and changed his destiny from what the world thought his destiny would be. And today we call that child a miracle. A miracle is not some magic that happens. A miracle is only a mind which thinks different from the world. It's a mind which rises above the situation. And this is the time to create miracles. We all know of miracles, miracles in the body. Sometimes the doctor will say, I'm sorry, you're at the chronic stage of this ailment. You just have a year to live. And that person will say, doctor, I have to live at least for 10 years more till I settle my children. And that person will live 10 years. Someone goes through an accident, injury, in bed, and the doctor says, 6 months, bed rest. After that, walking with a stick, 1 year till you get back to normal activity. That mind says, doctor, after 6 months, I have to be a part of a competition and I'll be walking in 3 months. Doctor smiles and says, but no, you cannot take part in that competition this year. That mind does not accept the scientific prediction. That mind creates its own destiny. And 3 months later, that person is walking. And 6 months later, that person is a part of a competition. The world says, miracle. It's just a mind which did not accept logical predictions, thought different, created a higher vibration, changed destiny. It's the time for us to create miracles in our business world, in our work world. Leaders means who will think different in a crisis. This is ordinary thinking. Oh, business is down, economy is fallen, nothing is going to happen. I have to ask so many people to leave. Create a pure intention every day. I will not ask anyone to leave. This is my family and I will take care of them. And that God will give me the strength and the way to do it. The intention matters. So God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my workplace. Everyone is safe, and create an affirmation for your productivity, your salary. Choose a thought, put it, fill in the blank there, and affirm it daily. And by this year end or next year, it would have become your reality. Create, it's a choice, it's a power we have. 9th affirmation, God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around the planet. Visualize divine light enveloping the globe. My world is safe and secure. Last 3 months, we've been saying a lot of negative words for the world, and our words create our world. We need to start blessing the world. Prayers, meditation, affirmations, blessings create miracles. So God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around the world. 10th, last affirmation. That thing which had come on the planet is gone, it's over. It's over, it's finished, never to come again. Affirmation. Affirmation means create that thought which you want reality to be. So 10 affirmations: powerful being, I'm a peaceful being, I'm a fearless being, my body is perfect and healthy, I'm protected by God's blessings, nothing can enter into my circle of protection, God's blessings around my family, around my work, around my world, and that thing which had come on the planet is finished, never ever to come again. 10 thoughts. 10 thoughts. if we create these 10 thoughts first thing in the morning and we visualize these thoughts as we are creating them, we are changing our internal programming. And if thoughts change, my world will change. So 10 thoughts in the morning, then during the day, every hour or 2 hours, pause and repeat those 10 thoughts. We're teaching our mind a different vocabulary. It's like teaching a child how to speak. We're teaching our mind how to think and then how to speak. So every hour, repeat those 10 thoughts. And during the evening time, like we discussed, 2 hours before sleeping, disconnect from work. Last thoughts before going to sleep can be these 10 affirmations. And you can add your own affirmations in that. Whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want your reality to be, put it in the affirmation. It's already happened. So just before going to sleep, same 10 thoughts. So 10 thoughts in the morning, 10 thoughts after every hour, 10 thoughts before going to sleep, and last thing, 10 thoughts before we eat. It's very important what we are eating right now. Food is not just nutrition, food is vibration. If we want a good physical immunity system and emotional immunity system, we need to consume a high vibrational diet. I'm sure most of us are on a vegetarian diet right now. We need to be for creating an alkaline body. Non-vegetarian is not just acidic, but important is to check what's the vibration of a non-vegetarian diet. An animal in the slaughterhouse, what would be the emotion? What would be the hormones? And what would be the vibrations of that food? An animal in the slaughterhouse, anger, fear, helplessness, pain, violence, death. That's the emotion there. Pain, anger, fear, helplessness, violence, and death. And when it's on our plate, we call it health. Not sure who called it health. It is proteins. And we thought this is proteins and proteins is health, so we started calling that food as health. It's proteins with all those vibrations. Yogi life, which means a high vibration life, will consume high vibration diet. So our diet needs to be vegetarian, and we also need to take care how we cook and eat. Right now, the water of the city is carrying vibrations of fear because it's the emotion of the city. Our fruits, vegetables are not at the best vibration. So in your kitchen, this is a very, very powerful method. In your kitchen, play high vibration words, which means it could be prayers, it could be chanting, it could be mantras, it could be bhajan, it could be spiritual songs, it could be hymns, it could be whatever you and your family like, but play it in the kitchen right now. Play it where the water of the house is. Play it where the food is being cooked for the family. That is what is done in temples and gurdwaras, and that food is called prasad. Prasad means high vibrational food. We need to cook that for our family. So play high vibrational words in the kitchen. The water will get energized, the food will get energized. And when people of the family consume that water and food, it will have a healing effect on their mind and the body. Person cooking the food needs to be in a very peaceful state. If someone is anxious or stressed while cooking, that's not the right food for the family. Very important to take care mind of the person while cooking. Last thing, eating. No phones and TV while we are having our meals. The meal is supposed to energize the mind and the body. As is the vibration of the food, so is the state of the mind. Jaisa an, vaisa man. Jaisa pani, vaisi vani. So water and food creates our thoughts and words. So no phone and TV while eating. 30 seconds pause before you begin. Connect to God. Say your little prayer and say those 10 affirmations just before you eat or drink your glass of water, tea or coffee. You will energize your food and water with the same 10 affirmations, and every time you do that, you are making your 10 affirmations your natural way of thinking. So first thing in the morning, Every meal, every glass of water, every cup of tea or coffee, and just before going to sleep. If I do it so many times, it comes to about 20 times at least in a day. Now, this would suddenly sound too much. Who's going to do this 20 times in a day? Doctors tell us that when we come out to our normal world, we would be washing our hands at least 15 to 20 times in a day. If we can wash our hands 15, 20 times, we can cleanse our mind 15, 20 times. If anyone does this 15, 20 times, within a week, 10 days, and anyone experiment with this, within a week, 10 days, especially if you do it with your food and water, because you have to energize that. Within 10 days, these 10 thoughts will start becoming your natural way of thinking. Not an affirmation which you have to create, but they will become your natural way of thinking. And what becomes your natural way of thinking will manifest and become your destiny. So there can be a crisis outside, but we can create calm inside. And with our calm inside, we can then resolve the situation outside. It is Sankalp se Srishti. Our thoughts create our world. So the world needs to be healed. For that, our thoughts need to be right. So yogi lifestyle is a necessity now. Yogi lifestyle, being in the roles we play, families we take care of, but lifestyle, a high vibrational yogi lifestyle. That's the need of the hour. And together we will create a miracle, a personal miracle, an organizational miracle at work, and a miracle in the world. Statistics will change. The statistics being given by countries and the world are based on the current vibration. If we raise our vibration, statistics will change. So we have the power. We have the power where to take the world from today. It's all here in our mind. And so yoga is the way to create happiness, health, harmony, and heaven on earth. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Well, thank you so much, Sister Shivani. This is really empowering, and you are so convincing. Really, it seems like whatever you are saying is kind of easily possible. We collected a few questions from our various platforms. If you're telling us not to watch cell phones and TV screens, people will disconnect from the program maybe. So hopefully they're all connecting very well, and we got a few questions. One of them could be actually, you're very convincing, and yes, it seems like whatever you're sharing, this is the way to go. What if somebody just tells you, I know you're right, I know what you're telling me, I should do it, I know I should not watch TV or phone before going to bed, I know all this, I agree with you, but I can't do it. I'm too weak, it's not working. What can you say to someone who feels that this is too much to accomplish?
Just create 3 affirmations for yourself. I'm a powerful being. I can do everything what I know is right, and I have achieved it, because taking care of my mind and body is a priority. Like we have learned that we have to wash our hands, wear our masks, stand apart. We learned it. It took a few days, but we've learned it. Now we don't make a mistake. Similarly, these are just lifestyle habits. They're very simple. Just a few days to change a habit. Habit is our creation. And changing a habit is the easiest thing to do, because it's only here, not dependent on the world. It's only in our mind. So let's take it up as an experiment. Don't think you have to live your life like that, because that's what will scare you. Just take it as an experiment of 20 days, 15 days. Just take it as an experiment, one step at a time. Remember, the first day somebody said, go for a walk. It's good for health. My mind creates many excuses. If I have to go for a walk or do exercise, I say, oh, today I'm busy, today I have to do this. But once we take it as an experiment for a few days, and then we start doing it, after a few days, it becomes my lifestyle, because I see the benefit. Then I don't have to think. It comes natural. It becomes my way of living. So just take one at a time. Don't try and do everything if you don't feel like. Take one thing at a time. But everything in this lifestyle is very scientific, and you will experience the change. Just experiment for 15 days, only 15 days. And it's not that you're not watching phone or TV. It's just that the right time and the right content. It's right time and right content. What needs to go in? Like we take care of diet of the body, we also need to take care of diet of the mind. We can't just fill in everything and then say, how do I take care here? It all depends on what we were feeding. So 2 affirmations: I'm a powerful being. I can do everything I choose to do. And never say, because this becomes an affirmation, never say, I cannot do this. Never say, it's difficult. And definitely never say, it's impossible to lead this life, because then that becomes my destiny. Just say, it's simple. Millions of people can do it. I can do it better than anybody else, and I will start today. And become like a parent to your mind. You know how we taught our children? How to speak, how to walk, how to talk, how to study. We teach children. We just have to teach our mind. So be a parent to your mind. Gently take it to a high vibrational lifestyle.
I think I need to listen to you every morning for an hour before going to work. That would definitely improve my state of mind. I'm taking notes, by the way. Some are questioning a little bit the extent to which this yoga power can work. For example, somebody is asking, will meditation change my life to the extent that the effect of COVID will change? That is, if I'm in a situation where I've lost my job and I have no money, will that be sorted out? And someone else is asking, for example, if I have cancer, will that be enough, or do I need to also do something else? So, to the extent to which this yoga can work.
Yoga means high vibrations here. So suppose I've lost a job. So situation is not perfect for me, but I know I will get another job. It might take a few days, it could take a month or more. But that period, that time of few days or few months, I need to be in my best frame of mind so that I invoke the right energies into my life. You know, when we vibrate at a lower frequency, we start inviting those frequency situations in our life. What has happened on the planet is because we were vibrating at a low frequency. So if I want to invoke positive, pure situations into my life, I have to shift here. So it all depends on where I am in my mind. So situation is not good for me right now, but my mind can be very, very positive, very, very calm. Start invoking, and after a few days or month, you're going to say, now I have a better job than what I have before. Now I have a better job. And a few months later, you're even going to say, it's good I lost that job. Had I not lost that job, I would have never found this one which I'm enjoying so much. But this will all happen if you take care of your mind during that little time period when you don't have a job. And that's why this lifestyle. We all know situations come and situations go away. But there's a period in between. And if we don't take care of our mind in that little period in between, we can create depression. We can create other issues. So just take care of your mind for that little period in between. Create an affirmation. Visualize yourself at your new job with lovely people to work with an excellent salary package. Start visualizing that every morning and invoke that situation into your life. Thoughts manifest. They will become reality. And while you're doing that, you will be very, very powerful here, and you will invite that situation into life. Cancer requires high healing energy from the mind. It's not just treatment that is given to us. That's of course very important. But with that treatment, we also need to give healing energy. And we have enough miracles in the world which are evidence to this. Enough miracles of what power of mind has done for healing of the body in every ailment, and especially cancer. At the Brahma Kumaris, we have a project called Reversal of Coronary Artery Disease. It's a 1-week program which we do at the headquarters in India at Mount Abu, where people who have 3 or 4 arteries blocked, 90%, 95%, even 100% one artery blocked, they come for a week and they live a different lifestyle. Continue with their medication, start meditation, vibrational diet, and counseling in relationships. After a week, they go back home and continue that lifestyle for 6 months in connection with the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center in their city. This program was done with DRDO in India under the leadership of Dr. Abdul Kalam ji. Today, there's scientific evidence. It's a scientific project. 94% of the people have been able to clear the blockage of their arteries with a right lifestyle, because these are lifestyle diseases, and lifestyle doesn't mean only eating, drinking, sleeping. Lifestyle means this energy, the life. What is my style of thinking, speaking, behaving, working? Lifestyle. So when I change this lifestyle, my body has to respond. It will definitely respond. So along with your chemotherapy or radiation, create this simple lifestyle and create an affirmation. My body is perfect and healthy, and that thing which had come into my body, it's gone. Visualize that organ of that body which is affected. Take God's power and blessings and radiate it to that organ and visualize it healed. Healed. Create an affirmation that medicines are only for healing. They have no side effects on me. Just think like that, speak like that, and see your destiny becoming like that.
Thank you. I guess a complementary or additional question. Someone who has another disease, let's say an ulcerative colitis or any form of really serious disease, but the idea is that that person says, I'm getting angry easily because of the disease. What can I do? Fighting anger.
We are not getting angry because of the disease. It's not body over mind. It's mind over body. So the disease cannot create the anger. I am creating the anger because of my fear and my insecurity. If you practice this lifestyle of 60 minutes in the morning, meditation, spiritual study, yogasana, you will start being very calm and powerful in the mind, and that powerful mind will radiate healing energy to the body, and so healing will start happening. Even if, worst case situation, the body has a disease which cannot be healed, suppose, though it's not possible, but still, if there is a disease which cannot be healed, that disease will only remain in the body. The mind can be happy and peaceful. And if the mind is happy and peaceful, and we've all seen enough evidence for this, we can see people going through a chronic ailment, but you look at their face and they seem to be the happiest person in the group. And you can have someone just having a little fever, but they are so low in their vibration. They are just irritated and complaining, because it's not about what's the ailment to the body. It's about my way of thinking, and that influences the mind. So just experiment. Let's take this up as an experiment. Healing my mind, energizing my food, and sleeping right. This yogi lifestyle will create a harmony between your mind and body. So let's experiment with that lifestyle.
Thank you. I know you've been repeating these, instructions so many times, and I know it's like when we're trying to learn something in a sport, the coach is repeating the same thing again and again, again and again. I think at some point it should be starting to enter the mind that nothing causes me pain, but I'm really creating my own awareness and situation. One last question maybe, because I saw many questions I think that you really answered already in the conversation. But one is saying, for example, how can I change the vibrations around me when my energy is just a drop in the ocean and a whole family is vibration at a low level? So David against Goliath, how can you fight when there's so many others in the other direction?
Everything starts from one. It's the power of one. So if in your family you're living with 4 people, 6 people, and you believe, if you believe, it's only a perception, but still, if you believe that everyone in your family is vibrating at a low frequency, let's take it physically. Suppose everyone in your family was unwell physically. Let's say you all went out for dinner last night and something not right with the food, and there's food poisoning. So someone is throwing up, someone has an upset tummy. So everyone in your family is unwell. You're now one person left. You have an option. Either you're going to take care of all of them, which might not be very easy. You have to cook for someone, you're taking someone to the doctor, you're taking someone for a blood test, you're making soup for somebody. You have to take care of all those 4 people. Other option is you also go and lie down on the bed and say, I'm also unwell. Which option are we going to choose? We care for our people. We heal people. If we can be a caregiver for physical disease, we can also be a caregiver for emotional illness. So if people in your family are at a low vibration, which means someone's getting angry, someone is worrying, somebody is irritated, they're at a low vibration. We cannot consume their vibration and go to their emotional state. You meditate daily. If one person in the house meditates daily, if one person in the house meditates daily, you're radiating pure vibrations into that house and energizing people. You know how we keep objects at home? We have the agarbatti, the dhoop at home. We have feng shui objects at home. And people say, why have you put this? You say, this object changes the energy of my house. So if objects can change the energy of my house, my mind cannot change the energy of my house. My mind is more powerful than any other object. And when my mind is not just my mind, but is connected to God's power, why am I thinking that I'm getting influenced by the low vibrations of 4 people? Get influenced by that highest vibration and then empower those 4 people. So never say, I'm only one. Just say, I am one and I am enough to change the minds of everybody in my family. So we do not consume theirs. We consume the higher vibration and we empower them. We just need to experiment. And within a few months, you will have enough evidence to say this works. Because this is an experiment done by millions of people all over the world, not hundreds or thousands. Millions and millions of people all over the world in different situations, in different crises, have done this experiment of a spiritual lifestyle, of a yogi lifestyle, not yoga for an hour, a yogi lifestyle. And they've created miracles. And they are one of us, not different from the world. And if millions can do something, you and I can also do the same thing. So just start the experiment. I don't know which country you are from or which city, but connect to the Brahma Kumari Center and learn meditation. Learn meditation. Just learn this art of high vibrational lifestyle. Even in Toronto, Canada, we're having the Raj Yoga meditation course online next Sunday. So 4th of July, 10 a.m. in the morning for an hour, hour and a half, connect again. So that online we can learn the Raj Yoga meditation till we are able to go to the centers after everything is fine around us. Till then, let's learn it online and start practicing it.
Well, maybe this is the perfect time to practice it with you, Sister Shivani. I'm sure everyone is really enjoying how you are lifting the minds of millions and how you're helping us to really create thoughts at a much higher level of frequency. So we really appreciate, and I'm sure, and I'm seeing a few comments here online on YouTube. I know there are many also on Facebook. So lots of appreciation from everyone. How about we finish maybe with a few minutes with you on the meditation commentary with you.
Eric, brother, if you could share about the meditation course first, and then we'll do the meditation.
All right.
Because it's just good for everybody to have that in their minds before people start moving off otherwise.
Actually, we have a few slides, Sister Shivani, that we were planning to play at the end when we leave everyone. So we'll leave the slides with the addresses of the centers all across the country. And I know wherever you go, even when it's online, you are really like, visiting gardens, and you really want to water and make sure the garden stays well alive after you leave. So we know you're very, very always so careful about taking care of the centers and wherever you come. So we prepared a slide that, if you're okay, we'll be presenting it after the commentary, or maybe it's already here. Okay, that's called changing the program with the fingertip. So yes, there will be a new course starting. I know that some have been listening to you, and now they're in a state of total emergency. They have to learn Raj Yoga tomorrow. So it's not going to be really tomorrow. It's going to be July the 4th in Toronto. So you can get some more information by contacting the Toronto Center at toronto.brahmakumaris.ca. But also we have all across the country. In Canada, we have 8 centers in Canada, from Halifax all the way to Vancouver. We even have what we call a virtual center in Canada, where people who are anywhere in the country can connect, and we created a hub where you can get information and find ways to learn meditation. So you can connect with either any city that you are living in or in a national coordinating office, and you'll be seeing all the information on your screen right now. This, of course, will remain on YouTube, so feel free to see the addresses again. And of course, just remember brahmakumaris.ca or brahmakumaris.org, and you'll find us on all the social media platforms. So now, how about we experiment together with you, Sister Shivani, an experience. I always appreciate how much knowledge is there to increase our awareness, but yet the experience is necessary to consolidate our understanding. So would love to be with you for the next few minutes and experience a meditation with you.
Thank you so much. And like Brother Eric shared, centers all over Canada, centers all over the world, and all the programs, retreats, and the meditation courses of the Brahma Kumaris do not have a cost attached. There's no cost attached. It's a service to everyone. So take benefit. Please take benefit. Please start this experiment. And right now it's very easy because it's online. But once things are back to normal, we definitely visit the center, because then it becomes even easier to be there in the meditation room with the family and start a very beautiful journey of a yogi life. Let's sit back for a few minutes. Inhale and exhale 3 times and relax your body. Deep breathing. Relax your mind and your body. We'll create a few thoughts. You repeat that thought in your mind and visualize it. Just start seeing that thought. So affirmation plus visualization creates an experience. We start feeling that thought. And this gets recorded on the soul. This is our inner programming of how we will be during the day. Keep your eyes open. We're not doing anything different, we're just thinking. And why we learn to do it with our eyes open? Because we're going to do it throughout the day. It's a meditative lifestyle, which is thinking different, and reach a stage so that we will be thinking like that always. So focus on a point and gently keep your eyes open. Focus your energy on the center of the forehead. It's the energy center of the body. It's where I, the being, consciousness, energy, I, the soul, reside. Visualize a little spark of light in the center of the forehead. Tiny point of light, where we apply the tilak, center of the forehead, the third eye. Visualize that tiny point of light. I am a divine being. I am a divine being. Divinity is my personality. Feel that divine energy. This is my personality. Every thought I create is pure, selfless, giving in nature. I'm a giver. Every thought I create is pure. Every word I speak is a blessing. Every behavior is beneficial to all. I am a divine being. Pure thoughts, blessings, and beneficial behavior. I vibrate at the highest frequency of divinity. Visualize yourself tomorrow. See yourself with family, with people at work, with friends. See yourself with them. I, the divine being, calm, stable, accepting each one. Energizing them. I am an angel for them. An angel who heals their minds just by being who I am. I am God's angel, vibrating at the highest frequency and radiating that to the world. God's knowledge, powers, and love is a part of my personality. I'm His child, and I'm like Him, radiating unconditional love and acceptance. I, the divine being, I am God's angel for the world. This is my reality. This is my personality. This is my responsibility. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Shivani, and words are not enough to thank you. I want to acknowledge your presence here in Canadian zone, in Canadian energy, and how you really came to spend some time with us tonight. It was really wonderful. Now we can practice. It's 9:30 here in Canada on the East Coast. It's a bit early on the West Coast, so we'll have time to prepare before going to bed. And I'm also very touched to see that, Mr. Bisaria, the Honorable High Commissioner of India for Canada, has been with us the whole evening, and it's been really lovely to see him. Also, I can have this privilege to share in the Zoom platform your presence. And also Satishji, maybe you want to give a last greeting for the evening to everyone and thank all those who have made this event possible. So I'll leave you say a few words, Satishji, for closing the event.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. And before I give any concluding remark, I would ask High Commissioner of India, Ajay Bisaria ji, if he would like to share some thoughts from his side. And I'm sure he has been enjoying the whole presentation. And I would like to request him to share some of his thoughts. So then we'll do the concluding remarks.
Thank you very much. This has been such a calming and soothing and thought-provoking session. It's been beautiful. I've seen some of Sister Shivani's videos, as most of us have seen, but I think it was wonderful to see the whole argument, the whole a message being given as a compact sort of message for us, and with an action program on how to implement it. So it's going to make us, all of us, think a lot before going to bed tonight. But thank you very much, Sister Shivani, for being part of this wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajayji. And Sister Shivani, on behalf of all the participants, on behalf of Brahma Kumari's Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation, Canada India Foundation, and all the yoga enthusiasts, practitioners, and all the listeners, please accept our sincerest gratitude and thank you for taking time out. We know how much busy you are. We've been seeing so many virtual sessions and so many different, you've been working day in, day out. So it's a very special honor and indeed privilege for us to have you with us. It's a divine blessing for us. And as we all have gathered some of golden nuggets, how to practice some of these key recipes which you have shared with us in terms of being inculcating all the high energy or high vibrational thoughts, whether it's creating some of the disciplinary habits in our life, the way we nourish our body, we should nourish our mind. Normally we don't think that seriously that we have to start nourishing our minds with all the positive thoughts, and those are very important throughout the day, that we should be the witness of our own thoughts, and then through that witness or through that awareness we try to cleansing of the body is as important, as well as the cleansing of the mind is equally important. So thank you for sharing those very nice tips that how we can do all the affirmation throughout the day. Those are very powerful. And also, as you mentioned, that anything can be achieved, we require a iron will. And that iron will, through all those affirmation, will create that iron will also. And as you share that we are the masters of our own situation, that we should not leave ourselves to the situation, but rather we change the situation as per our own mental strength. So we have to build our mental strength, and as physical immunity is very important, same way the mental immunity, we have to work very hard for that. And if we are mentally immune, our physical immunity will automatically come. And these are very practical way of dealing some of our deep-rooted emotions, be it regarding anger, fear, anxiety, greed, relationships. So these are very practical, and we are very, very thankful for sharing it with us and sharing your wisdom, your experience and knowledge. And we always your blessing and your guidance from time to time. Please do give us some time to Canada, and please do join us on virtual session. That would be a great, great honor and privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Satishji, thank you so much for this concluding remark. Sister Shivani, you want a last word to say good night to everyone, or good morning to those on the other side of the world?
Thank you so much. Let's just create one thought. This lifestyle is simple. So create that thought. The mind is listening. Always remember what we think, the mind is listening. The child inside is listening. This is very simple. It's beneficial, not just for me, for my family, for my work, and for my world. And it's something easy and natural. So, and I begin today. So whether it's my night or whether it's my morning, it's time to begin the yogi lifestyle, the high vibrational lifestyle. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Shivani. I want to thank you also very much the group in the Toronto Center of the Brahma Kumaris, who have been really working very hard to prepare this program, along with, of course, Satish Ji and the Canadian Indian Foundation, the Consulate General, of course, here also in Canada, all those who have been working behind scenes in the IT group to make this connection happening. I know it's been a first for some of us to connect many or multiple Facebook pages, a YouTube, the Zoom. So technology is helping us to remain connected, but it's not as good as the yoga that we're learning with you, Sister Shivani. So thank you everyone who's been online watching, and we'll be posting, of course, the links so that you can watch it again and share it with your friends, your relatives. And we'll leave you with the list of addresses and phone number again of the centers all across Canada. I know on YouTube and Facebook, I see many words of appreciation for you, Sister Shivani, and for all those who made this program possible. So we cannot also leave without, again, wishing a wonderful, happy Father's Day. And some parts of the world, certainly in Canada, it is Happy Father's Day today. So all the fathers should receive this gift of Sister Shivani's presentation as a very special gift for their, Father's Day today. So wonderful conclusion for this International Day of Yoga. On behalf of everyone, we wish you peace, love, and happiness in your life permanently. And on this, I say to everyone, Namaste and Om Shanti, everyone. And good night or good morning. Goodbye.
Yes.